Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In Bhagavad Gita, you are all expert. The teacher is Bhagavan Sri Krishna and the student is Arjun. In Yoga Vasistha, it is the other way around. The teacher is Vasistha ji and the student, the disciple is Bhagavan Ram. It is totally different. Bhagavad Gita was told when Arjun was very old. On the battlefield where Bhagavad Gita was told, Bhagavan Krishna was 89 years old and Arjun was 86 years old. All the wars in the world are fought by the oldies. The problems in the world are only because of the old people. But everywhere they tell us, Swamiji, please tell Gita for children. Children don't need Gita, they are good. Who is required to be improved is the oldies. So, when the problem became so serious, then Bhagavad Gita was told. But in Yoga Vasistha, we see it is not that way. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra was 15 years of age when Yoga Vasistha was told. See the difference? One who had only 15 years to live thereafter, to him Bhagavad Gita was told. And the one who was hardly 15 years of age, to him Yoga Vasistha was told. Therefore, we see in the life of Bhagavan Rama all the wisdom, what he has learnt in this, that he demonstrated in his life. See? Therefore, Yoga Vasistha is a totally different type of text. And for whom it is? There are 32,000 verses in this text, not one or two, or Bhagavad Gita 700 verses, no, 32,000. And it was told to Bhagavan Ram in a very peculiar condition. When Bhagavan Ram was very young, a teenager, maybe about 13 years or 14 years of age, he told his father, Dasharath ji, that I have not asked you anything till date, although I am a teenager. Can you do one favor for me? So Dasharath ji said, yes, what do you want? I can do it for you. I want to move around the country and move the holy places and see the world. One of the most important things in life is move around the world and see and learn. The difference? If we remain only like a frog in the whale, Kupa Manduka Vritti, don't come out of our small cocoon. Such people can never learn and never grow wise. They remain otherwise. See? So, Bhagavan Ramachandra ji, when he told that I want to move around and see the holy places. Normally, when we go to the holy places, we don't learn. We start comparing, commenting, and doing everything what should not be done. One gentleman asked me many years before that, Swamiji, had you been to Haridwar? I said, yes. What you have seen there? Now, Haridwar means Hargi Paudi, Gangaji, and holy places, many ashrams. So I told him. He said, no, you have not seen actual Haridwar. I said, what is that? He said, Paratha Galli. That means you go to Haridwar to eat paratha or what? See, friends. So, when we go to the holy places, there are two things to be learned. From the world you can learn, and second thing, any holy place is a holy place because great saints and sages lived over there. See? Take in today's world. If you go to Shirdi, we'll be having a Shirdi retreat in the month of September. So, if you go to Shirdi, that place is such a outdated place. Water is a big problem. Water is salty. One bucket of water costs 10 rupees. See, 2 rands. So expensive it is. And extremely crowded. Every day there will be at least 60,000-70,000 people visiting the shrine. Now, other than that Sai Baba, there is nothing more there. In Narad Bhakti Sutra, there is one sutra where it is said, Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. The great saints and sages, devotees of the Lord, they bring a status of holiness to a place where they live. So when we go to the holy places to visit here and there, instead of which is the hotel and which is the movie theater and what are the things we can buy, instead of that, if we go with an attitude like Rama went to learn around. Friends, the real spiritual practice begins when we have taken a vow to learn from every experience of our life. If we don't learn, even God will fail to teach us. And if we learn, even nobody can stop us from growing spiritually. See? Therefore, Bhagwan Ramchandraji went, moved around and came back. After he came back, this is the first chapter, Pratham Sarga. It's called a dispassion, Vairagya Prakaran. So when he came, he was in his room and not talking to anybody, totally withdrawn, not taking food. Whatever was given to him, he just give to anybody, go take it away, I don't know. Totally withdrawn. And he became very weak, emaciated, not interested in anything. The cheer and the glow on his face started disappearing. This is one scenario. That time, Vishwamitraji comes to the place of Dasharathji Maharaj with a request that I am conducting many yajnas, but these Rakshasas are coming and destroying them. So I want support from you. So Dasharathji said, yes, I am available, I can do. He said, no, I don't want you. Then, I want your sons, Ram and Lakshman. They were teenagers, imagine. Dasharathji was elderly one who could fight the war. But it was refused. I want only Ram and Lakshman. Dasharathji said, no, I can't give them. They are so small. If you press their teeth, milk will come out. They are so delicate. And you want, how can I give? They will go and fight with those Rakshasas? No, not possible. Then Vasistha ji tells, Dasharathji, what you are doing is wrong. Once you have given a word, what help can I give you? And now you are going back. Don't turn back from your words. See, friends, everything we have to learn. If we honor our own sankalpa, then alone the sankalpa shakti becomes strong. Our sankalpa is, I will get up tomorrow morning onward, 4 o'clock, sankalpa. Next day, 4 o'clock, we wake up and again go to sleep. And then we start feeling very low about ourselves. See? So, Dasharathji, you cannot go back from your words. So finally he decides, okay, That very moment, see the scenario better than any drama writer. That time the messenger comes and tells Dashrathji that we don't know what happened to Rama. He has become so depressed and dejected. He is not talking to anybody. He is not taking food. He has lost all the luster and cheer on his face and is looking so depressed. We don't know what happened to him. So, okay, call him here. He comes in the assembly of all the wise people, ministers and everybody. Bhagwan Rama comes, he does namaskar to his father and all the elderly Mahatmas, sits on the floor, and he was asked, what happened to you? Why you are like this? Has anybody said anything to you? And thereafter the first full chapter tells, he is reading about the world. He says, I have moved in this world. People just grow old and one day die. Is this all life? I have seen many people who are going through bad times. Is this life? So he has seen everything and it's very exhaustive. The first part when you read, you will definitely end up in complete dispassion. Therefore it is called as Vairagya, dispassion. And as he continues explaining one by one about the time, about the age, about the gender, about the health, how they are useless, and finally he comes to this conclusion that I have no more desire to live. It is better that I give up my body. What for to live? When I was not there, nothing was lacking. When I live, it's okay. Why I require to live in this world? Full of miseries and tragedies and all that. And thus he keeps quiet. After that, the second part begins, and there Vishwamitraji praises Rama, that he is great, a wise person. He has discriminated beautifully. His understanding about life has become mature. Because he has to teach him, you can't condemn the student all the time, that you are dumbo. No, you are very intelligent. You are really thought so well. See? But be attentive. This portion which I am telling you, this will not come across in the commentaries on Vasistha, Yoga Vasistha. When I read that, I did not agree with those places. See, there's a very thin hairline difference between dispassion and depression. In both the cases, there is a withdrawal from the world. Bhagwan Rama was totally withdrawn from the world. And when he said, it is better that I give up this body, it is depression. If one has discriminated properly, if one has thought properly, perfectly well, you will never end up in ending your life. These two things, be very attentive. These two things. The desire to live long and the desire to give up life. Both are based on the illusion that I am the body. The one who takes himself to be the body wants to live long. See, all the yoga fellows, they tell only two things. You should be healthy and you should live long. For what? That they don't know. See, living long is a curse. It is not a blessing. You know, in India, you all know that wisdom is spread everywhere. We are not short of wisdom in India. Even on the backside of a truck, you get the wisdom. May you live long and may your grandchildren torture you. See? What will you do living long in this world? So those who think of living long, they have taken themselves to be the body. And those who want to end their life, they also have taken the body to be themselves. This is the first error in human existence. This error nobody will ask you to correct except Yoga Vasistha. See? Studying Yoga Vasistha is like going to a gym. It is not like going to a hospital. There are three places where people go. One is the hospitals, second is the temples, and third is the gym. See? Hospitals, nobody is invited. They reach on their own. Then in the temples, nobody is invited. We go there also. And lots of crowds. So, the hospitals we go for our physical desires. I got a pain here, pain there. I got digestive problem. I got this problem. You go to the hospital. Then we go to the temples for fulfilling our desires. Oh Lord, let my son get married at least once. Other people's children get married 2-3 times, but why my son is not getting married? So, we go to the temple for fulfilling desires. But when we go to gym, see, on the second floor there is a gym here. All the machines are waiting, let somebody come. Nobody goes there. You see any gym, there are machines waiting, but hardly anybody to go. Exactly the same way, studying Vedanta Shastra is not everybody's bite. Here you will not get anything. You will not become special. I'll tell you something, basic things. Spiritual evolution is not becoming extraordinary. You have to drop all the extra, including fat. Everything extra must be dropped and be ordinary. See, friends, there won't be crowds. Wherever there are crowds, it is KG1, KG2. If you study in any world, in any country, number of students going to KG1, KG2 primary, they are in millions. Then as you go higher classes, class 6, class 7, the number is reduced. Then you go to the high schools, number is reduced. Go to the colleges, still reduced. And go to post-graduation, it is tapering pyramid type. And when you go to doctorate, post-doctorate, and hardly handful. Wherever there are crowds, it is the field of ignorance. And they want the things, I want this, I want that. Therefore, Yoga Vasistha, if we come with this idea that I'll get something, forget about it. You won't get anything. Then you discover everything. Once you discover something, you will never lose it. When you get something, you may lose it. See, I'll tell you, I am not educated like all of you, but I learn. So when I was learning on my laptop, something or the other, every time I ask somebody this, that, and learn, and sometime I discover on my own because of mistakes. And whatever I have learned because of my own mistakes in my laptop, that I can never forget. Because I have discovered. We have to discover our essential nature. Then you will never forget it. And it is for this purpose that we study the Vedanta Shastra, not to get anything. See, friends. Therefore, when Bhagwan Ramachandraji showed the signs of dispassion, but essentially it was a depression, then you tell me what should be done when Bhagwan Ram says. So, Vishwamitra ji requests the Vasistha ji, you are their family guru, please teach them. And then Bhagavan Vasistha ji starts telling the whole Yoga Vasistha. Now, how it is presented? See? This year, South Africa tour has the theme, Moral of the Story. Moral of the story is the foundation of Yoga Vasistha. That which is beyond the scope of the words, that which is beyond the scope of the sense organs, that which is beyond the scope of the mind, that which is beyond the scope of the concepts, how that can be told? Then some stories are told. And from those stories, we have to draw a conclusion. What is meant by that story? That is what is called technically as Tatparya Nirnay. But if we say Tatparya Nirnay, we get frightened. So, moral of the story, we understand immediately. So, what is the moral of the story? See? You know, in Mahabharata there is a story, you all know that story. Very popular, famous story. Savitri and Satyavan. Savitri was the great Pativrata and Satyavan was her husband. And one day Satyavan dies. Lucky. I don't know why you laugh. Who is lucky? So he dies. And this Savitri, he fights with the Lord Death. You dare not take my husband. I am a Pativrata. Then you can imagine if a lady starts arguing, nobody can win. So finally Lord Death gives up. I accept my defeat. Take your husband back. And she takes the husband back. Moral of the story. If the wife is dedicated, sincere to the husband, she can even defeat and conquer death. That is the moral of the story. But if you ask me, it's the other way around. You can be saved from death, but not from the wife. Moral of the story. So what we learn depends on what is our training, how we learn. See, another story comes in Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana. There was a king, his name was Rishabdev, and he ruled the earth not for a day or two, but 10,000 years. And after that, he gave away his kingdom to his son Bharat, after whom India is named as Bharat. And thereafter, he went to the forest and did his tapasya and attained nirvana. This is a story. Now what is the moral of the story for you and me? It's a cock and bull story. Who can live for 10,000 years? See friends, what we say, cock and bull story, in Hindi it is said, when somebody doesn't understand, the proverb is, Bandar kya jane adrak ka swad. In one place I said in Hindi this thing, in Hindi belt. So, Swamiji, Vedanta is very difficult, it's all useless, it's all imagination. So I said, Bandar kya jane adrak ka swad. So that person got angry. Do you mean we are Bandar? I said, no, you are not. Bandar मैं हूँ. तुम अदरक हो. Adrak means ginger. Bandar means monkey. So the monkey will not understand the taste of the ginger. So Bandar kya jane adrak ka swad. So he got angry. You call me monkey? No, you are not monkey. You are ginger. See friends, therefore we have to understand the moral of the story, and this is the foundation of the whole of Yoga Vasistha. Throughout our literature, you will come across hundreds and hundreds of stories. So, here, out of the 32,000 verses, a great saint from South India, Swami Jnanananda, he has studied, must be number of times, this particular text, 32,000 verses, and culled something like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 verses, and that compilation we use for discussion. 32,000 verses is impossible for the talks like this. So, what he has done is taken the principle. See, one principle is taken. And then that principle is explained through the story. And after the story is over, again we come back to the same conclusion, where from we started. Technically it is called as the beginning and end must be equal, must be the same. So when we start from the beginning, the conclusion should come back to the same. Then only Upakrama Upasamhara Ekatva, technically called, that the beginning and the end should conclude same. This is the technique used in Yoga Vasistha. Now there are so many of them, and we have been talking on that also earlier in different places. So in that stories we have come to this 11th Sarga, and here we will be taking the story of Janaka the king. And it is what happened to Janak Maharaj. Janaka was a Jivan Mukta Purush. He was ruling the kingdom, but he was always established in the absolute. He don't have to go anywhere. See? Today one of my friend sent me one write-up. He is very intelligent, very dedicated, very sincere, but extremely, from superficially, if you see him, you will think that he is a useless person, but he is very deep in his understanding. So, always moving with him when I am in USA and all that. One day I was talking in New York, and he was sitting somewhere in a lecture, and I don't know what, some things as if hit him, one of the statements. From that day onward, like 180 degree he has changed. And he has started writing every day one thought in a form of his contemplation. Every day he sends me. One thought he has sent, beautiful. Lord Buddha left his house in search of what he didn't know. He left his wife, his kingdom. He did lot of tapasya. He has gone through very bad time. And finally he came to know, because he did not have a guru. Why you struggle? Tad vijnanatam guru meva vigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Go to the teacher, learn, and you don't have to torture yourself. Spiritual life is not a torture. Spiritual life is not changing the place. Spiritual life is not waiting for the right time to come. No. Wherever you are, in whichever situation you are, there alone we can grow spiritually. See, friends. But this is told in Satsanga. Therefore, we are told again and again, the highest spiritual practice is go to Satsanga. And not that Satsanga where payment is expected. First line, 5,000. Second line, 4,000. It's a bargain. It's a money spinning business. No. Where the truth is revealed free, without any fear. See, friends. Then the truth really becomes accessible to us. So, Janaka was a king like this because he had a guru from whom he learned. Ashtavakraji was his guru. See, friends. Many people have got these funny things. I don't believe in guru. Don't believe. Who wants you? See. When we go to the temple, do you think that God wants us? We want him. So, Janaka, how he learned, and thereafter how he became the wise and lived. This is the story, and from the story we have to learn something. So Vasistha ji is telling, Samastam Kalvidam Brahma Sarva Atma Idamatam Aham Anya Vididam Chanyan Iti Bhranti Janaka. Anagha, O sinless one. Sinless one means the pure-minded one. Like our Anvi. At her age, she is absolutely pure inside. There are no complications. A pure-minded person can learn the things in one go. But those who are, there are three types of listeners. One is called a Shrota, that means they listen and imbibe. Second is called a Sota, they now and then go somewhere and come back. And third type of people is Sarota, means those who are constantly cutting. Oh, this is said here like that, it was said like that. How to listen satsang? In my commentary on Sadachar text, I have mentioned this point. Like a monkey, one should listen to satsang. What the monkey does, if you go to Vrindavan, you will understand what is the monkey. When things are, let's say, chickpeas are given to them, they will be lifting it, putting it in their mouth and keep on parking in the pouches. All that is available, they will put in their mouth. They have no time to bite it or chew it. Thereafter, when everything is collected, then the satsang is over. They go to their own tree, sit cool, quiet, undisturbed on a branch, take out one chickpea and chewing, swallow. Then take out the second one, chew it, swallow. Exactly the same way. When we are in satsang, collect all the different points. Don't argue, simply collect. And when you go to your room, then take out one point and reflect on that. Then the Shravan is followed by Mananam. Then whatever we have heard, it becomes available for reflection. See, 1 hour of listening followed by 22.5 hours of reflection may lead to 10 seconds of meditation after 5 to 10 years. See? It is like writing on the flowing Ganges water with a stick. It's so difficult. It's difficult not because it is difficult, because we are unable to comprehend, and therefore moral of the story. If you understand the moral of the story, then immediately you can catch the point in no time. So here the principle is told that, Hey Ram, Anagha, O pure-hearted one. Agha means sin. Anagha means a sinless one. What is the meaning of sin? Sin is the one which you have to go through. You have no option. See, for example, I get some great award and I am busy. So I tell Arvind, please go and take it on my behalf. They will give him. See, this is just a story, okay? Don't make it serious. Suppose I have committed some crime, murder, and then there was given, you will be hanged to death. Say, no, I am busy, Arvind, please go. Not allowed. See, Agham means you have to go through the punishment. Anagham, the one who is the sinless one, a pure one. Hey Anagha, hey Ram, everything, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Samastam, everything is Paramatma. This is the principle we have to learn. See, there are two things. If we can catch them and practice them, you'll see everything becomes so easy. These two things are told in our scriptures. Everything is Brahman. The whole world is Brahman. One statement. Other statement, the world is an illusion. Conclusion, therefore Brahman is illusion. See? Now what does it mean? When we say everything is Paramatma, the Brahman, or when we say everything is illusion, what does it mean? Here is the moral of the story. See, friends. Therefore, first principle, Samastam Kalvidam Brahma, Sarva Atma Idam Atatam. And everything is permeated by the self that we are. Therefore, we are Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. So everything is Brahman and everything is permeated by the self. Then, Aham Anyat Idam Cha Anyat. Therefore, I am other than you all, or I am other than the world. This Bhranti, this delusion, give up. Now these are the two most important principles. Very important to learn. See, friends. When we look at the world, first we take it, the world is an illusion. Now what is the load, what is the burden of this statement? The world is an illusion. What does it mean? What will be the impact of this knowledge? If the knowledge doesn't have impact on us, then we are the MP3 or the cassettes. They don't have impact. It must have impact on us. So when we are told this world is an illusion, now start working on this. What does it mean when the world is an illusion? What will be the impact of this statement on us? Then look at the illusions in your life. For example, one illusion. This rainbow is an illusion. We see the rainbow, it's beautiful, but it's illusion. Then what is the impact of that? We enjoy the rainbow, but we don't desire, let me take a piece of rainbow to show to my grandchildren. No. Now apply this principle in life. When we take this world as an illusion, enjoy. Don't have that funny notion. Dispassion means leading a disgusting life. No. And they call it simple living, high thinking. It is a shabby living and stupid thinking. See, friends, we are here to celebrate life, not calibrate. Like you all have come here. I am sure, I hope to be sure, that you are all here not for earning money. You have come here to spend the money, is it not? And when you are here to spend the money, you are celebrating, enjoying everything. See, Swamiji, we saw the butterflies, so beautiful. Oh, we saw the sunrise for the first time in our life. You are enjoying that. And whatever number of days you may stay in a very beautiful 5-star, 7-star hotel. But after some time, now we must go back home, And afterwards, we are just waiting. Now another 2 days. Then my flight is there. I have already done this thing. I have to check in now. This slowly, our mind is now wanting to go back home. Exactly the same way. We are in this world on a vacation. Don't lead a life wherein keep on accumulating. For whom? For children, are they dumb or what? Let them fend for themselves. See, once I was in Delhi and they had some kind of a mock parliament type. So they asked me, Swamiji, Suppose everybody was asked this question. I was also asked. Suppose you are made Prime Minister of India for one day and you are allowed to make one law for the nation. What law you will make? I said, I will make a law. Inheritance of property should be cancelled. Everything after you die goes to government. See how life become totally different. Then whatever you have, celebrate, enjoy. Don't keep on accumulating. What for? See friends, when you take this world as an illusion, you will not suffer, you will enjoy. At the same time, you will not desire. This is the meaning, the world is an illusion. Now second, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Samastam Kalu Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Means what? Including ourselves. Means what? We can never desire about ourselves. We desire always something which is other than the self. See? This camera, phone is mine. I won't desire that. It's already mine. See? Nobody can desire about oneself. Because I am already there. Desire is always about others. So two things. When we take the world as an illusion, you will not desire. And yet you will enjoy. When you take the world as your own self, then you will not desire because you can't desire yourself. Like the eyes cannot see themselves. You cannot desire yourself. What is the net result? We will be liberated from the burden of desires. And what is samsara? Only one thing, desire, desire, desire. That is samsara. And therefore, all of us, why we want to go to sleep? Sleep is nothing but an experience of desire-free existence. In deep sleep, we have no desire. See, we all came from your places here. Suppose your flights were early morning and then you decided that let me go to sleep quickly after dinner and then I'll get up a little at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and finish bath and get ready. So you finish your dinner very quickly. Thereafter, whole night, after every 5 minutes, what is the time? What is the time? Getting up and sleeping. One desire is enough to destroy your whole night. We have got Himalayan size of desires, destroying lives together. Forget about one life. See friends, this is the moral of the story. Therefore, when the teacher says here that, hey Anaga, O sinless one, samastam kalvidam brahma, sarvam atma idam atatam, aham anyat iti cha anyat. I am separate, you are separate. Wherever there is a sense of otherness, be attentive. Wherever there is a sense of in and out, samsara begins. In and out is an illusion. Think. See, for example, this object is in my pocket. Mic is outside the pocket. We are inside the room. Shoes are outside the room. Shoes are inside the hotel. Cars are outside the hotel. Cars are in the Garden Bay. Cape Town is outside Garden Bay. Cape Town is inside South Africa. India is outside South Africa. In, out, demands a reference point. What is our reference point? Body. In deep sleep, we give up this reference point. And therefore, we are sleeping inside the body or outside the body. We are sleeping inside the room or outside the room. Think. Therefore, here the teacher says, Aham anyan idam cha anyan iti bhrantim tyaja. Give up this wrong notion. Then I am inside the body and the world is outside the body. No. It's only because of the body identification the whole cinema begins. See. Therefore, this principle we have to learn. So this is the principle told by Vasistha Bhagwan to Bhagwan Ramachandra. Tate Brahma Ghane Nitye Sambhavati na Kalpanaha Yatha Praptanubhavanan Sarvatra Abhivanchanan Tyaga Danan Parityagan Vijvaro Bhava Raghava. Hey Raghava, hey Ram. Therefore, Tate Brahma Ghane Nitye Sambhavanti na Kalpana. The other day also I gave this example, and this example I got in one of my morning sitting with the Lord. If you take a bottle of water, it's a very beautiful example, you try to get it. And if the bottle is filled up to the tip, not even a bubble is there, and titrate. And if you move that bottle, will the water move? There is no place for the water to move. See? Now, second experiment. If you keep some space, you have filled in the bottle 3/4, and then move the water will move? So simple. Then third experiment. You have completely empty bottle, not even a drop of water inside, and then you move the bottle. Will the space inside the bottle move? So, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, if the bottle is 100% filled, no movement. If there is 100% absence, no movement. If you have fulfilled your life, you will have no desires. If you have no desires, you have fulfilled your life. Movement is what? The mind, constantly moving. I want this, I want that. I want this, I want that. And that makes us a slave to our own self. See, my friends, therefore, tate brahmagane nitye sambhavanti na kalpana. Kalpana is the movement, thoughts, imagination. See? Another experiment I tell you, I was in Australia, there I have experienced this thing. Therefore, as I am telling again and again, real spiritual practice is learn from every experience. We went for seeing the corals in that great reef. So we have to go by boat about 4 or 5 kilometers inside the sea. And thereafter, they had given us some costume to be put on with that funny kind of shoes and snooker. And then we got into the sea, and we are on the surface, floating. And then you can see those corals, beautiful ones. So when we went there, on the surface there are waves, so you go like this up and down, up and down. Sometimes the water will go in the mouth, and I was fed up. I said, forget about it. I came out, gave it to him. I said, hey, I can't put on this thing. He said, then how will you see? You have come all the way spending money to see this, how will you see? I said, I'll jump directly. He said, okay, jump. And I jumped. And he shouted, hey man, what are you doing? I said, you told me to jump. And then I went deep, maybe about 10-15 feet below the surface level. I could touch those corals here and there. And there I discovered something. On the surface level, there are waves, because above the surface there is a space. But when I went deep, maybe about 10-15 feet, no waves. Exactly the same way, when we are living at the surface level, at the periphery of our personality, there will be waves of desires. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But when you are in deep sleep, you dive deep within. There are no desires, there are no waves. Purnamadaha Purnamidam. See, my friends, every experience of our life is our Guru, provided we have learned the art of thinking. Everything we have to learn. Even thinking also we have to learn. But normally what happens? We imagine, because there are thoughts in my mind, I am a thinker. See? To have thoughts in the mind is not being a thinker, being agitated. So, tate brahma ghane nitye sammavanti na kalpana. Like in the depth of the ocean, there is no possibility of the waves. In the same way, when we are at the periphery of our being, in the body level, there will be desires. Go away from the body, the prana, the mind, the intellect, the anandamaya kosha. When you go deep within yourself, you will come to know the concept of inside the body and outside the body becomes redundant. Don't try to understand. You'll make a concept. समझ में आ गया. I'll go and tell my husband now. Save him. Let him be in peace. So tatte brahmagane nitya sambhavanti na kalpana yatha praptanubhavanat sarvatran abhivanchanat. See, when we get whatever we wanted, thereafter there is no desire. You already reached. Now take your day-to-day experience. Before you reach this place, how many desires? We have to catch the flight, we hope it goes on time, we hope we don't miss that flight, blah 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 blah. And here that taxi fellow takes us right way, they say it's not good, let us say, oh Lord Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And finally, once you landed here, Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Therefore, there cannot be fulfillment of desires, but there can be fulfillment in life through wisdom. In the 15th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Etad buddha buddhiman syat krutakrutyascha bharata. Hey Arjun, having discovered the self, then alone fulfillment comes in life. Where there is fulfillment, there are no worries. Like when we have taken food up to the throat, there is a fulfillment, and then that fulfillment is expressed as they call it dakar, but it is onkar. Oh, Purnamadaha Purnamidam. That fulfillment in life is the real attainment in life. Therefore, Tyaga Dana Parityagat Vijvaro Bhava Raghava. Therefore, hey Raghava, hey Rama, now Tyagat Dana Parityagat. Give up everything. Even give up the notion that I can give something to somebody. There was a great saint, and he used to say, a beggar also begs, and he is very pathetic. Give us the food to eat. You have seen here, they put a placard in their neck, hungry for last 3 days, no food, homeless, and they are begging. See their face. We are also beggars. We don't earn. They are making, we call our food as bhiksha. What is the difference? The difference is, we are clear that our Lord prompts somebody, isko khana khilao. So that man may be thinking we are giving him food, but our understanding is clear. See? Ramdas Swami used to say, Ami kai kunache khatore to Rama mala deto. We don't eat food given by the human beings. It is the Lord who channelizes through them. How beautiful it is. Therefore, tyaga dana parityagan vijvaro bhava. Vijvaro bhava, free yourself from the disease of this worldly existence. You don't have to give up anything, you don't have to hold anything. Only right things happen in our life. Take this conviction with you. Nothing goes wrong. Like, which tree should grow where? The tree doesn't decide. Exactly which place, which situation is good for our evolution. We have no freedom. As we have no freedom to choose our parents. We have no freedom to choose our children. We have no freedom to do anything in this world. Therefore, surrender at His will. When you surrender at His will, the surrender is like what? The wave surrendering to the ocean. In that surrender, the wave disappears, He only remains. See, friends. Therefore, when we say Om Namah Shivaya, in that mantra, the I disappears. Shivaya Namaha, salutations to Shiva. By me, aha. Salutations are important. By whom? That fellow has disappeared already. Can the waker go to sleep? Waker cannot go to sleep. Waker disappears. Think. Therefore, tyaga dana parityagan vijvaro bhavaragava. So don't have that thing that I have given up something, I have given charity. Always forget about it. Everybody takes his own share. You don't have to give anything to anybody, don't have to hold on to anything. But we get into that funny mode. Yasedam janma paschatyam vidyahi vimala tatha आर्यता हृद्यता मैत्री सौम्यता मुक्तता ज्ञता समाश्रयन्ति तम नित्यम सर्वे वांछन्ति तम जनाः. यस्य इदम जन्म पाश्चात्यम विद्या ही विमला यथा. The one whose present life and whose knowledge is absolutely pure, vimala, there is no impurity in that knowledge, then aryata, nobility, hridyata, very lovingness, maitri, friendliness, saumyata, being always cool, muktata, always free, jnata, the wise one. Such a person is samashrayati tam nityam. All these qualities are natural to such a person. See, this is another principle, moral of the story. Be attentive. Many people ask these questions. How do we know whether we are spiritually progressing or not? To whom to ask? Some ammas ask also. Swami, please don't make fun of us. Okay, I said there is no need. You are self-sufficient. Now please tell how far I have come in spiritual evolution. So I tell them up to knees. Still there is a lot to transcend. The rule is very simple. We never talk about the disease. We talk about the symptoms. And from the symptoms, we arrive at what could be the disease. Exactly. What are the symptoms of spiritual evolution? Growing beard, looking weird. What about spirituality? See, friends. So here these are the symptoms. See, he is Vimala Vidya. The knowledge is absolutely free from any doubt. Our life is full of doubts. Who am I? What is this world? What is God? What is spiritual practice? See, one simple rule I'll tell you, try. That about which we have no question is the truth. The about which we have no question, about our being. Hold on to that. Now, how long it is from here to Cape Town? You can have a question. But our about own being, no question. Automatically, everything drops. That is one of the reasons I do not entertain question answer sessions. Because questions are the Hindi word I like more than English word. The question is because of the khujli to the tongue. Khujli means itch. But that itch doesn't give a real force. Khujli gives. See? When you have got itch to the tongue, you want to ask questions. And the one who replies, he has got khujli to his tongue. He is only a khujli vyapar. See, friends. Therefore, here, what are Vimala Vidya? That knowledge which has no doubt whatsoever. Kastvam koham kutamayataha kame janane kome tata. No question. This will start happening. Second thing, Aryata, Hrudyata, Maitri, Saumyata, Muktata. These are all the positive qualities. See? One will be extremely noble, cordiality, friendship, gentleness, freedom, wisdom, Muktata, then Jnata, we are able to understand, live. Samashrayanti tam nityam. All these attributes will be natural in him. He who is abiding in his essential self. Esha tavat krama proktaha samanya sarvadehinam esha eva guru prokta tanusthana shanai shanai janmana janma bivapi siddhidaha samudhavrataha. So, esha tavat krama proktaha samanya sarvadehinam. So, for the average people, this is the step-by-step path that one has to walk. Esha eva guru proktan anusthana shanai shanai. So you go to the teacher and whatever is told, you practice it slowly and steadily. On spiritual path, there is no hurry. Whenever we want shortcuts on the spiritual path, we are cut short. There is no shortcut. There is no hurry. Swamiji, how much time it will take for me to realize? Sometime. Swamiji, when will I have God's vision? See? Darshana do ghana shamanath. मुझे चश्मा लग गया है. Don't get carried away by all that. This is only okay tabla beti. It's good entertainment. It has nothing to do with spiritual life. See? Therefore, Sarva Samanya Dehinam Esha Eva Guru Proktat Anushthanat. Two things are told. What we are told, that must be done. Anushthanat. Anusthana means what? See, Anusthana means you take a strict commitment to yourself. Like one example I'll give you. Make an Anushthan. Every morning I have to get up at 4:30, 5, whatever. May what happen. May any time I sleep, I have to get up. Once you do it for a few days, it will start happening. Like you make an Anushthan that I have to read Bhagavad Gita every day, one chapter, study one commentary on one verse, then close the book, write with my own hand in Sanskrit, then write the understanding, make it an anushthan. It will help. See, all my books have come because of this anushthan. All those people who are writing, it's not that they are useless, they have no time, they have no work. No. There is a good friend of mine. He is one of the topmost ophthalmologists in Bombay. Extremely busy. Yet, he has time to come for the morning satsang. From morning satsang, he directly goes to his operation theatre. Then, he will take one particular text, like he has taken one or two texts, he will take that text and then listen and write down. And thereafter, he will do the DTP himself and then send it to me. Then we do the editing and then it goes for publication. Where from he gets the time? Anushthanat. He has taken that as a rule to himself. See, Anushtan means doing something with commitment. See, if we are not committed, if we think, if I get time, I will do it, you will never get the time, I guarantee you. You have to find out the time. You will never get time. See? Similarly, you must have seen there are many, in Upasana they say, we have to do the Ramcharitmanas. They will be reading the Sundarkand, complete, they have to complete. Or they will be doing in 9 days they will read the whole Ramcharitmanas. They take the Anushthan. Anushthan is commitment without compromise. So, Guru Proktan Anushtanan, and in another meaning, what we have to do, our teacher will tell us. Don't go on comparing with others. Okay, he is doing yoga, I will also do yoga. Don't do that. Spiritual life is not a mimicry. See, one of my friend, he had a neck pain. When I went to his house, he had a big collar and he came. I said, what happened? He said, doctor told me I will have to keep it the whole life. I said, you want to get it out? He said, yes. I said, remove that. But doctor told, I said, then why do you ask me? He removed it. Then I told, you must have done Shirshasana. Yes, Swamiji, I did Shirshasana for 1 hour. I said, oh, Urdu Mula Madashakam. Not the way. And then he had terrible headache and neck pain and whatnot. I said, sit down. I did malish to his head. I said, no, don't ask any question. Not a single question. And after that I said, now I have done a jadoo, magic. Everything is gone. If you ask a question, it will come double. He didn't ask any question. Since then, that day onward, everything gone. Friends, it is not the jadoo in my hand. It is his commitment and faith which changes the world. See, friends, you don't take our faith as an ordinary thing. Faith can move mountains, provided our faith doesn't have the wheels. You push it and we go back. It has to be firm. See, therefore, Samashrayati tam nityam sarve vanchanti tam janaha esha tavat krama prokta samanya sarvadehinam. So for all the common people, this is the technique. Esha guru proktan anusthana shanaihi shanaihi. Don't be in a hurry to finish. Go slowly, steadily. There is no hurry. Janmana janma bhivapi siddhida samudavrataha. So, if not in this life, we don't have to worry. We are fortunate enough that we are expecting the next life. What is the hurry? In this manner, after this, the teacher continues. Dvitiya swatma nayavashu kinchit vitpanna chetasam bhavati jnana samprapti akasha phalapatavat. Now the second type of people, those who are little bit vitpanna chetasam, those who are able to catch the point just like that. First was for the average people. The second one, those who are able to catch in one go, Vitpanna Chetasa. There are people who can catch the point in one go. They don't take any. So, Bhavati Jnana Sampraptihi. For them, they are able to comprehend the truth in one go. They don't require to struggle. Akasha Phalapatavat. Like a person was sitting below the tree and he just was sitting and a fruit fell from the tree in his lap. Just like that. In the same manner, the second type of people. Atraitam Shruda Vruttanta Janakasya Mahipatehe Ekadopavane Ramme Ekandi Vichichara Saha Tatra Shushrava Satchandahi Siddhahi Gita Mahatmabihi. Now about this I will tell you a story. Now the story begins. Atra idam shruno vruttantam Janakasya Mahipatehe. There was a great king called Janaka. Once he was sitting in a royal garden and all by himself and contemplating or thinking about something. And there he heard the discussion of the wise people who were sitting somewhere and he just happened to hear them. Without any efforts, he was just sitting there and they were discussing. And Shushrava Satchandaihi Siddhaihi Gita Mahatmavihi. So they were singing or talking about the truth and he heard it. And what was that he heard is the next topic that we'll take tomorrow morning. Before you sleep today, I should stop. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.